For months and months, fans have demanded Paramount to release the Sonic 3 trailer, but now it has finally been released. And not only have we got the trailer, we also have this eye-catching poster here as well, which I think just looks fantastic. And let's really get into the trailer now and see what we've got from Sonic 3. One of the first things to take note of here with this trailer is it's about 3 minutes long, which means this is quite a lengthy trailer. A lot of trailers are about 1 minute to 2 minutes, but there's a lot jam-packed in here, so it makes sense for it to be this long. We first start off with a bit of a recap, how Sonic's now found his family. We see him there, Knuckles and Tails. And straight away we see this London picture here, and there seems to be some sort of action going on in London, because we see him this shot here, but also Big Ben and Tower Bridge as well. Look, so I'm actually very intrigued about this. As someone who's living in London right now, it's always great to see London on the big screen. And for Sonic to be in London, I'm questioning, what's the reason here? Why are they in London at this moment in time? So we'll have to find out. But it's cool to see him in a different setting. And then if we continue onwards, we see Tom there with Sonic pointing to his, lungs, as he says, but heart. So again, sort of the heartwarming moment will be, I'm sure, between those two again. And then there we go, Paramount, Sega, original film. And here we go. So this is what everyone's been waiting for. Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, Shadow is a character I've always loved. I remember buying the Shadow the Hedgehog video game on GameCube, and it wasn't an amazing game. I think it got some pretty bad reviews, but I really enjoyed it. I always found it quite fun because I just love Shadow. I loved his story. And one of the best things, as we see in this trailer, is it seems like they are keeping to his story and his background, his origin in this movie. And he just looks so good. Like, exactly what you expect him to look like. Like, imagine, I'm sure there's people who've done mock-ups, but imagine if he looked like, a darker version of Sonic, but in that old Sonic design. It looks so weird. So I'm so happy that got changed in the first place. But yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at those eyes there. Amazing. Love that. Look, that's slow. That's where you use slow-mo, Rebel Moon had too much of that, but when you use slow-mo correctly like this, it has a great effect. So we see Tails there and Sonic, and there's Shadow. That is how you make an entrance. Look at this. This is brilliant. Of course, he is voiced by Keanu Reeves, who is behind me right now, waving at you, watching this video. Great casting choice. There's a few which you could have voiced Shadow, but Keanu was always a name who was sort of floating around this character, and I'm very happy, of course, as a big Keanu fan, for him to be voicing Shadow. I mean, look at it, that image right there. That's amazing. Love the colors of the shadows, literally, of Shadow. This is a very good picture. Here he is with Maria. So again, confirmation that they are going to be keeping to the lore. Maria, I believe, is played by Alia Brown, who you might know from Furiosa recently, the Mad Max film. She was in there as a young Furiosa. She was also in Sting, a horror film this year as well. So she's having quite a breakout year, is Alia Brown. And that's a cool image there. And I've got Tails. It all looks so great also. Just got to put a shout out there to the animation team here who bring these characters to life. Like, it looks so good. I mean, every strand of hair you can see, it just looks amazing. Very Sonic Heroes sort of look with that sort of shot there. Well, I like that, the broken glass, and again, seeing more. We're going to be learning a lot about Shadow in this film, and I'm looking forward to see how they get that across in live action. We see an explosion. Who could that be? So in the helicopter, and they jump out. I think, by the way, I know I mentioned Sonic Heroes, and again, this is a good shot for that as well. But I think one day we'll get a Sonic Heroes, maybe that'll be a film or spin-off film, TV series potentially. But something's going to happen with that, I believe. Because Sonic, there's so much they can do. There's still so many characters we haven't even seen yet. I mentioned they might get an Amy Rose cameo maybe in the end credits. Some people said this could be the last Sonic film, but I have no doubt in my mind this will not be the last Sonic film. Like, this is going to do an amazing amount of money for Paramount. Paramount don't have that many great IPs, so they want to keep this one going. Like, they've done a Knuckles TV show. They're going to want to keep building on for this Sonic universe, and there is so many different games they can pull from, different characters we haven't seen yet. Chow's chows. I mean, the merchandise with them, like they haven't really tapped into them yet properly either. So for this to be the last Sonic film, I think it's ridiculous. They could say that, but apparently some people have said that, and they've said that officially. I don't know, but I'll be very surprised. I mean, we've seen with things like Apple, they brought back Ted Lasso because it's so popular, and we also saw with Shogun on Disney Plus that they're doing another series of that because it got so popular. They only planned to do one series, but they wanted to do more. Let's continue on here. That shot just there. By the way, let me just go back slightly. This shot here gives me Amazing Spider-Man 2 vibes with Electro and that sort of city in the background, standoff. It's got it reminded me very much of that actually. Some really cool shots of Shadow, I have to say. Especially this again, how the light sort of glows off him there with the street street lights and everything going around him. It just I think this is a great choice. Have this at night, to have this action scene here, which we'll see. So yeah, looking forward to this very much. I think here as well, this is where we hear Shadow for the first time in the trailer, so Keanu's voice. I think it does match up pretty well. It's difficult to really judge because there's such little amount of it we hear, but yeah, I'm on board for this voice. They got a bit back and forth. This is great. This is where we see Shadow's power really, take front and center here, front stage. Like because I think for some people who might not be aware of Shadow, this will be the first time we're really seeing him in action. It looks like because from this scene, it feels like there's got to be one of the earlier ones for them to actually understand who this character is. So I'm thinking this is a great way to show his power, but also for people who don't know Shadow, that he is also a threat as well. And some people might have thought, oh, if it's Shadow the Hedgehog, this could be he could be the only antagonist in this movie, but we do see later on, but that is not the case, which I'm very, very happy to see. So there we go. Yeah, London. So yeah, this is all happening in London. Look, so we're still in London here. So London's going to have a big portion of the movie, it looks like. Some Shadow action there. That looks so cool. What's happening there with Tom, I'm not completely sure. They do then, of course, resort to teaming up with Robotnik. And so Jim Carrey is back in the Sonic franchise. As some people thought he might not come back for this third film, but he's back and back with a vengeance, it looks like. And I always thought, if they're going to bring him back, what are they going to do with him? How could they, give some more energy to Jim Carrey for this character? And I think they've done a great choice here with bringing him back as Robotnik, but also we see him later on as well, which I'll mention, as Gerald Robotnik. So him playing two different characters, against each other is going to be so fun. It's exactly the sort of thing he thrives on. So there he is in his more traditional look after having a shave and all that. But yeah, I think with this, that was a good image there, actually, just seeing the two of them next to each other. Enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of thing there. But it's like, I think this, with Robotnik, with Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and now Shadow, it's really now starting to feel like this is full on with really in the depths of this Sonic world. And for Sonic fans, I can understand the excitement why they're so happy to see this. And I think with this coming out around Christmas, it's going to do great because it'll get the Christmas crowd, but also into the new year as well. Because usually the start of January, there's nothing too great coming out. January is usually a pretty quiet month, pretty crappy month when it comes to cinema. So it's coming out at a really good time actually, because the only thing it'll be competing with is Mufasa, and I have my doubts in that film. But I think this will sweep the floor with Mufasa, to be honest. But it'll be quite a contest, with Sonic versus Mufasa. It'll be an interesting one. Let's carry on then. That's a cool. I mean, every shot of Shadow, I'm like, I love it. I love that shot. I love this shot. Like, I'm a massive Shadow fan. So, yeah, just give me more Shadow content. That's a great shot there as well. Just him looking back there. Yeah, oh, here we go on the bike there. And we'll see shortly he does the Akira slide. I think it's coming up very, yeah, it must be when it end of the trailer. Against another cool look with others. Oh, there it is. I knew I'd go over it. Here it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, I love the pause on it. Let me try and pause on it. There we go. Beautiful. That is beautiful. People are going nuts for that. So, and then I thought that was a very cool scene. You know, sometimes people can take things, you know, oh, you're just copying this or whatever. But when you got a cool reference like that, it's like, yeah, that works. That works so well. And obviously the Akira slide's been referenced in so many different things in the past anyway. And there they come together. I mean, it's perfect with those two as well. If I feel like the people, you know, in terms of marketing this film, the promotional material, there's so much they've got here to work with. I think, yeah, it must be a dream to have worked on this film in that sense with these two characters, because they are like, you know, it's like fire and water sort of thing. There it is, Sonic 3. And here we go, at the end of the trailer, there's Gerald. Yeah, I feel like this is the energy he needed. This is the sort of leaf he needed here for this character, for him to come back and really put his energy into it. To have another character play off him, which he's playing, fantastic. I'll try to put. There we go. Is it? Oh, brilliant! I love it. There we go. So yeah, December 2024. Apparently, it's going to be 20th of December in the States, and apparently 26th for Boxing Day in the UK. That's not confirmed officially yet, I don't believe, but that's what's put online. But either way, very close together if that's the case. So that's that. Let me also go to some little snippets on Twitter. So here's the poster again, a little bit bigger this time, but I'll just echo what I said earlier. I do love this design for the poster. And then we've got Maria and Shadow. This is what I'm looking forward to the most, that backstory with Shadow. I really, I think they can't get loads of it in the film, otherwise it would bog it down. But this is something maybe they could work on later down the line, where they could maybe do a spin-off for Shadow to really flesh it out even further. But they seem to have the core elements here, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So he's got his voice. There's some pictures of Shadow, some of the ones we saw in the trailer, which just look amazing. There's Gerald again, with Jim Carrey playing him, of course. And I think that, oh no, that's Sonic there. There we go. Sonic versus Shadow. This will be an epic fight, I'm sure. And there he is doing the Akira slide, which I talked about earlier as well. Also, yeah, Kristen Ritter is going to be in Sonic 3, who I've liked in most things she's been in. Obviously, most people know her from Jessica Jones. Some people are saying she should voice Rogue the Bat. But yeah, I don't really know much about her character yet. But she's a good casting choice, I think, because like I said, she's been decent in most things she's been in. So yeah, in terms of a trailer, I think this one has been worth the wait. I did think they might have put it out during Gamescom, but that was only a couple of days ago, so it's still sort of riding that wave of it. And it is, of course, still before Transformers 1, so it will be playing ahead of that film, like I expected in that short I did recently. So I think timing-wise, it's great. I think it's shown off exactly what it needed to do in terms of it's got people excited for it. It's shown off the main characters in the film. It's shown off little snippets here and there to sort of give you some pieces of how the story will play out. Give some confirmation about what they're going to do with Shadow. So yeah, I think it's ticked a lot of boxes. But of course, let me know your thoughts on the trailer in the comments below. What do you think of Shadow? Do you think this will be potentially the best Sonic film they've done so far? Let me know all those thoughts down below. If you'd like more videos like this, please do subscribe. And if you want to watch another video on screen on my face right now, are a couple of my recent videos.